So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's feature, I'll be reviewing the Toyota Yaris. Yeah, just a Yaris, not GR. So I would like to have a big shout out to my cousins for allowing me to review their personal 2016 Toyota Yaris 1.3e manual. So this 2016 model is one of the last before they had the upgraded dual VVTi engine. I'll get to that later. This is still dual VVTi, but it was before the major mid-cycle refresh. And first impressions on the looks, I love this generation of Toyota Yaris. This is in its third generation, and yes, this is an XP150 series, exactly the same as the Vios. But what I like about this generation of Yaris, it doesn't look like a Vios, unlike the which look exactly the same, the Yaris and the Vios, but this one, it stands on its own. And yes, being a base model, there are no chrome bits here, but actually I like the style. They're all blacked out, just matte black here and there. There's not even fog lamps. And what caught my attention, the ground clearance. I have no idea what the exact ground clearance is, but it does look close. So I assume this is around 135, 140 millimeters. Wheels look standard. And then why I like this generation of Toyota Yaris, you have a pair of slim angular headlights. And I mean, they're really long. They stretch all the way here. Being a hatchback, you have a slightly curved top. And being the base variant, there are no chrome bits here. It's just blacked out, matte black again. Side profile, okay, it's pretty decent. And then from the headlights, you have thin upper line extensions that stretch all the way here to the tail light. There's actually two of them. But one starts from the repeaters on the side. And then here on the C-pillar, it's blacked out, kind of gives it a floating roof design. And then you have a very small spoil here. It's not OA at least. Headlights also looks distinctive for Yaris. Then you have an E badge here. Then you have a silver trim here with the Toyota badge. Then Yaris here. In the rear as well, looks distinguishable. And despite being a base model, you still have parking sensors. At least. Also, what is nice, you have reflectors here. There's no fakery whatsoever. No fake vent. The real exhaust is there. Yeah, that's all I can say with this Toyota Yaris. And since we're here already, here's the boot. This one's been modified though. So at stock form, you have 326 liters of space. Although this one's been modified, there's a subwoofer setup here. I've heard this, it sounds awesome. And what's cool with all the Yaris in general, all of the generations, they are all good project cars. I mean, this one alone looks stuck from outside, but here you have a speaker setup. And also I noticed the boot here, there's a load lip. It's quite tall, but it's manageable. I mean, it's a hatchback, it's low enough. This generation of Yaris is a bit distinguishable from the rest. So let's go to the interior. So this is the interior of the Toyota Yaris. Yeah, you can get away with that hard plastics here and there. It's a base variant, I can forgive it. Silver trim here, I'll demo it when I turn on the car. And there's no cup holders here whatsoever. There's actually just one. But it fits my water jug perfectly. And then here on the door, okay, you can fit bottles there, but not my water jug. Oh, there are your cup holders on the side. Okay, it fits my water jug perfectly. Be a bit careful, it's a bit flimsy because it's plastic, but it's fine. You have your mirror controls here. Yes, simple layout. There's nothing much to say here in the interior. Glove box. Okay, pretty decent. And then you have your manual climate control knobs here, a few buttons. And then below here you have a big cubby space with a 12-volt socket here on the right side. Okay, I'll give it that, it fits my phone. And then steering wheel, yeah, it's polyurethane. It's a hard squish, but it's a durable type of material at least. And it's clean, there's no buttons here whatsoever. You have silver trim here. Almost flat bottom steering wheel, almost. And what's also nice with this Yaris, with this generation of Yaris, look at the digital cluster. There's orange and red accents. That is cool. And there's your trip display here in the middle. And then here your infotainment. Not much to play here, to be honest. But there's Bluetooth connectivity, but that's pretty much it. It's a manual. So I suspect it drives like a Vios, so let's find out in a bit. Seats. Okay, they're soft. This one, I'm not sure if these are modified, but they're really soft, so it's comfortable to sit in. And then above here, lights. Vanity mirrors on each side, actually. They don't extend, but it's fine. And to distinguish, this is a base model. The G variant has a white headliner. This one's black. This actually looks nice. It looks like Alcantara just a bit. So with that, it's here in front. I'll show you the rear seat. And this is the rear of the Toyota Yaris. Same as front with the materials, hard plastics here and there. There's no cubby space though, but it looks like you could have had one. Okay, haven't tried that front, but the door stud sounds pretty solid. Not bad for a Toyota. But the door stud here in the rear sounds more solid than in front for some reason. And then space here in the back, surprisingly spacious despite being only a hatchback. Feet room, leg room. Feet room just enough, but you can still stretch at least. And then headroom. I'm 5'4", I still have like 4 inches of headroom, still acceptable. And this is an awesome party piece. There is barely a transmission tunnel at all. I mean, it's flat. If I sit here in the middle, put your feet wherever you want. That's actually awesome. And yeah, sitting here in the middle, little bit elevated, but headroom. Okay, just a little bit itera, but I'm happy to sit here in the middle because you don't have a transmission tunnel here. Yeah, that's pretty much it here. Just 2 isofix anchor points on each side, no central armrest. So with that, I'll show you the engine. So this is the engine of the 2016 Toyota Yaris 1.3e manual. This is still a dual VVTi engine, but it's not the updated one yet. So this is a 2NZ-FE engine that produces 84 horsepower and 121 Newton meters of torque. So later on, around late 2016, this had the engine upgrade. Then it became a 1NR-FE engine that produces 98 horsepower and 121 Newton meters of torque. Still the same torque though. On how this performs, because I have driven a second generation XP90 series Toyota Vios, shout out to Pio. And then I drove a third generation Toyota Vios, also XP150 series. It is shorter than the Vios since this is hatchback. So I want to see if this is a bit more nimbler and more agile to drive. So with that let's go for a drive. So driving the 2016 Toyota Yaris 1.3 manual. Okay, first impressions, it's basically a Vios. But I'm surprised this is a little bit more agile than the Vios itself. I'm so distracted. Porsche Turbo. God dang it. Anyway, continue the review. No one cares about Porsche. Let's continue with this Yaris. This is more interesting. So, first impressions. Okay. The brakes are strong. I mean, like, there's only like little travel. It's a high bite. Actually, somewhat similar to a Vios. Like the XP150 that I've driven. Actually, they drive all the same, to be honest. The handling wise, just a bit better. I'll say it again because this one's a hatchback. Okay, what I do like with this Yaris though, the steering wheel. It's a light and direct steering wheel. I mean the steering feel. But there's a bit more weight to it than the Vios itself. But it's still easy to drive, but there's like better feedback. And clutch, yeah, it's like a Vios. But for some reason, this clutch is a bit hard. Although this clutch is hard, but it's just a short travel. Just notice there's a little bit weight on the clutch. And then turning radius, it's a hatchback, that easy. And the gearbox is also like the Vios. Like, it's notchy, long throw. Just set in between, but it's not too long. And yes, going over here around in the city, it's so easy to drive. Maneuverability, very easy. It's a hatchback. And visibility, C-pillar, maybe a bit big, but it's tolerable. The visibility in here is excellent. But sadly with this Yaris, I don't see them that much anywhere in our roads. Because of course, I don't blame with everyone. Everyone went for the Vios instead because it's the more practical car. But with this Yaris, yes, it's a bit shorter, but you can fit taller items in the boot since this is a hatchback. And like the 1.3 Vios that I've driven, hi again Pio, the performance is decent actually. Yes, this one's a bit lighter since it's a hatchback, but it's still the same like the Vios, the 1.3 that I've driven. Like later on at the higher RPM, it will kind of like run out of breath, but it's no means a slow car. I mean, be honest, it's a fun car to drive. It's fun to throw around. Yeah, that thing is like later on, you'll get to higher speeds eventually, but this car is meant to be in the city. Around here in the city, just here around BGC, this is a perfect daily. But with my cousin's experience, they fit 5 people here, and yes, they made it up to Baguio. It went up with no issues whatsoever. and because it's a manual. I heard if you fit a lot of people in this with the automatic, at this time this was a 4-speed, we didn't have the CVTs yet, it kind of struggled just ever so slightly. Kudos to my cousin, they picked the manual, it performs better. I mean, here, let's go high speeds. You're still within the speed limit. It looks fast, but you're still within the speed limit. Actually, I'm impressed with this performance. Yes, it only has 84 horsepower. This is not the 98 horsepower that everyone got late 2016. So yeah, despite only 84 horsepower, this TNGA FE engine, not bad. Yeah, it's like the 1.3 Vios alike, it's twin brother. But just for daily commutes, 8.8 to be around in the city, it's perfect. Yeah, I'm a bit spoiled with performance, but this one's not too bad. And over humps, yeah, just take it a bit easy because I did notice the ground clearance is a bit lower than the Vios itself, surprisingly. There's no Yaris GR by the way, but it's kinda low. But over humps, the notorious humps here in BGC, I mean, they go over them with ease. Yeah, just driving it a bit more, I noticed the gearbox, it's a bit notchy and yeah, but it's not too long though, like unlike a Corolla, to be honest, but it gets the job done. You'll get used to this if this is your first car. Yeah, I'm flooring it. Just takes a while to kick up since this doesn't have much power, to be honest, but it gets there at least. And with my driving, yes, around here BGC just a little bit traffic, heavy footed as usual. But this is the surprise with this 1.3 engine. I see why everyone goes for the 1.3 Vios. The Yaris, I can't tell the difference that much apart from the E-badge. I've been averaging 10.4 kilometers per liter. That is pretty impressive. Despite the lack of power, just a bit, this is super fuel efficient. I like it. Yeah, and this is where it gets a bit confusing with this Yaris. I'm not sure if there still Yarises available now. I have a price list recently. I don't see a Yaris anywhere, just the GR Yaris. It was kinda expensive, so that's why I understand why everyone went for the Vios instead. Understandable that why everyone went the Vios instead. I mean, it's almost the same price. This particular, just put it on screen. Yeah, it's kind of like a base Vios as well. So everyone went for the practical route with the Vios instead of this Yaris. But I commend to the Yaris owners themselves because, be honest, yes, this is no Yaris GR. So I keep saying that. These are pretty rare in our roads. I mean, you barely see them once in a while, to be honest. There's not much of this. I mean, that's why it's kind of rare that you see a normal Yaris once in a while. I don't know how long it was already. Yeah, that's why kinda sad that these aren't talked about that much, but I've been lucky enough to drive this. Just slightly performs better than the Vios. I think just a little bit more fuel efficient because it's a shorter car. And I noticed, despite me hooning around a bit, there's not much tire noise. So that's actually a good thing. And these are not on eco tires, if not mistaken. These are on Dunlops. And look, I'm traveling 30-40 kilometers per hour. Yeah, there is tire noise, but it's not as loud as some of its competition. What are the competitors of this anyway? I barely driven hatchbacks on my channel. And VH, surprisingly, very, very good for a Toyota. You know, I'm gonna say it, this is comparable with the all-new Toyota Yaris. This is how good this NVH is. I don't know why the Vios, no offense though, the NVH of the Vios is alright, but this one's way better than the Vios for some reason. And if you haven't seen my Toyota Yaris review, the link of that will be in the description down below. Yeah, 0.8 to B car, and it's a Toyota, it's perfect. So let's fly it one more time. Whatever there is. Not too bad at all. So I would like to thank my cousins for allowing me to review their personal 2016 Toyota Yaris 1.3e manual. And yeah, and more Toyota reviews coming soon. Yeah, I'm so happy there are more of them coming on my channel already. So hope you guys like and subscribe. And I will see you with more Toyota reviews. Bye-bye.